Welcome back to Josh the Warrior TV, where I talk about food, fitness, and sometimes I talk about my faith. Or the other way around, I share recipes, routines, and I'll share about my redemption. So today on this channel, I'm going to do a reaction to a video on a guy. His channel is called FitnessFAQs. I think that's what it's called, Fitness FAQs. I watch a lot of his videos. He's very knowledgeable about all type of fitness, but he talks a lot about calisthenics. And in this video, he's the video that I'm reacting to and sharing my opinion. I never watched this video, so this is the first time I'm gonna watch it with you guys, and it's called Weighted Calisthenics. Don't do this, right? So I wanted to share this video because I've been having these conversations with my friends about weighted calisthenics, the benefit of it, and I strongly believe that those who are doing calisthenics is one way to grow massive muscle is true weighted calisthenics, as weighted pull-ups, weighted dips, weighted push-ups, putting plates on your back. If I haven't mentioned, weighted muscle-ups and weighted pull-ups. So this is the video. We're going to get into it right now, so let's get to it.
Results with calisthenics doesn't happen by accident. To make fast progress, correct technique, loading, and patient progression isn't just recommended, it's the only way. In today's Fitness FAQs video, we're going to be covering the most common weighted calisthenics mistakes and how to correct them. When it comes to weighted chin-ups, a subtle way people cheat is kicking for assistance. On the surface, this doesn't look too bad. I mean, look, the legs are only moving a little bit at the top. With that said though, the last half of the weighted chin-up is a range of motion which is arguably the hardest and tends to be the sticking point for most people. What you're doing by kicking at the top of the range is you're actually robbing yourself of the opportunity to get stronger in the position of weakness, in the position of most benefit. If this is happening with your weighted pulling work, it means that the weight is too much for you and you need to use momentum to complete each rep. You're not actually using muscular effort to get you through that point. Moving on, we have other errors that tend to happen as well at the top of the chin-up. If you're decreasing your range of motion at the expense of adding weight, once again, you've got to drop the weight so you can at least get that chin well clear of the bar.
I totally agree. So, and not only with weights, when you're doing push-up, pull-up, dips, once your lower half of your body is starting to move, like how some people in some sport, as they're doing it, like I spoke on the last one about CrossFit, once you're starting to wiggle your bottom half, your other half of your body, like your legs, most times you should let go of the bar or release and focus of not moving that lower half of your body, regardless if it's with weights or no weights. So what happens is, like I say, that is breaking the essence of the calisthenic movement, meaning calisthenic movements should be moved with strictly strength with great form. And great form comes with the movement of just your upper body just moving without moving your lower body, right? Because now you're not showing that upper strength that is taking control of your whole body. So as he said with the weights, if you're doing weighted as in pull and you're starting to kick, drop the weight. The weight is too heavy. But that happens basically on even just body weight. When you're doing pull-ups, people tend to do, say, 20 pull-ups. On 17 to 20, they're already kicking. Hey, stop at 17 and then work on your next reps to be much cleaner. There's nothing wrong with that.
When the weight gets too heavy, people tend to lurch away and then towards the bar. Once again, this means you're probably going too heavy. Drop the weight down about 10% and use a more strict vertical technique. If you've added more weight than you can handle, there's a ton of compensations that can happen. One of those is keeping the shoulders shrugged up towards the ears. As most of you would know, this isn't a strong position for the shoulders and the arms to work, so we really don't want to be strengthening this suboptimal movement pattern for our vertical pulling work, our chin-ups and our pull-ups. Besides, it looks pretty ugly, doesn't it? I'd like to share with you a few key points that I personally use when I'm doing weighted calisthenics. Number one would have to be use a full range of motion and be in control of the chin up. Every rep I'm doing my best to get the chest to the bar. At a minimum, I'm well and truly clearing the chin above the bar. Just as importantly, you'll notice that my tempo is quite strict. I'm pausing at both the bottom and the top. When adding pauses, you're not going to be able to use as much weight or do as many reps, but the results will be just as good as going.
You notice he's not moving any parts of his lower body. It's very strict movement, even with weighted. It's a very hard movement when it comes to calisthenics without kicking or kipping or whatever they call it, right? When they start breaking the momentum of your pull in a calisthenic movement.
Super heavy. Using a bit of a lighter weight with pauses and eliminating that stretch reflex has an advantage of sparing the elbows and the shoulder joints. If you paid close attention to my form, you'd realize that I'm using a vertical pulling technique. I personally believe this is optimal for back development for general training purposes. When it comes to doing heavy weighted dips, the most common situation you see is a really flexed position, a flexed posture. The upper back's rounding and you've got this ugly gooseneck forward head action. This flexed posture is usually combined with another form mistake, which is having the shoulders shrugged up towards the ears. This shrug technique with dips isn't stable and it's not safe, especially when we're going really heavy with our dips. How many people have you seen go crazy heavy with dips, too fast, too soon, and then they're out of action because they've torn a pec, they've irritated their shoulder? Yeah, it doesn't sound like beast mode, but we're all about the long-term game. Long-term game is key, trying to minimize injury by using proper technique and a weight that you can use and serves you well. The last form mistake for dips is the lower body position. I'm personally not a fan of crossing the legs behind the body because it creates a disconnected torso and it's generally combined with some hamstring cramps to keep your legs in that position, and having the legs behind the body promotes that worm-like technique where you start getting that spinal arch and that spinal wave during the dip. This set of dips I'm showing you here is a combination of errors. You've got the hunched upper back, shrugged up shoulders, inconsistency with range of motion, and a disconnected leg setup with the legs behind the body. Alright, here we go. With our weighted dips, I want you to be honest and choose the heaviest weight which challenges you. When doing your dips, use a proud posture. Aim to reach that 90 degrees on the way down and be in absolute control, not control, domination of each rep. There's really no prize for lift.
I disagree. I don't think it matters if you fold your leg backwards or keep your leg straight. As long as you're going down without doing a worm, meaning your leg or your lower body is wiggling, right? But what he said in the beginning is very true. When it comes to weighted dips, you shouldn't rush into your reps. And most times people is doing it for two reasons. One, they're competing, right? Two, you want to get over with the set. And what he's trying to explain here to me, in my opinion, in my observing towards it, right, is it's like a mind to muscle, right? The slower you go, the better you engage and target your muscles. When you're rushing, most times you're prone to get an injury either in your shoulders, and he said in your pectoral, because the dip movement is targeting your pecs, your shoulders, and your back arm, a lot to do with your triceps. So I totally agree on that when it comes to weighted, because I do make those I'm prone to make mistakes like that. Like, even though when I'm doing it by myself, I tend to go fast, so I get over with the set. Sometimes I'm rushing, or sometimes I just want to get over with it, right? And then sometimes when I battle with friends, I want to finish the set quicker. And sometimes it is not wiser, but in a competition, sometimes you have to move like that.
There's really no prize for lifting too much too soon. Be patient, because training is like a marathon, especially when it comes to safe and progressive weighted calisthenics. Weighted muscle ups and kipping is similar to doing weighted pull-ups with using a band for assistance. It's just straight up redundant. Poor form with added weight is also massive ego training, and it's generally presented with short range of motion muscle ups or the dreaded kip, and that's a scary word in our calisthenics culture. Before you even consider adding weight, no momentum, strict muscle ups are an absolute essential foundation. Skipping the fundamentals is a recipe for disaster. Trust me, I've done it myself, and I see many other people make the same mistake every single day. When you see weighted calisthenics done well, I can guarantee you the person that you're seeing has dedicated themselves to the exercise, they've used strict form, and they've progressed slowly over time. Now, when you're doing weighted calisthenics, I want you to pay attention to me when I say this. Choose a weight which is challenging, but one which you can tolerate with strict form. I want you to stay focused, and I don't want you to be distracted by other people who may be stronger or lifting heavier weights than you. By following my advice, you're going to consistently make gains, you're going to decrease your chance of injury, but most importantly, you're going to enjoy the process of training because you'll be more regularly making gains. I want you to think of added weight for calisthenics as a tool for general strength. It's not the be-all end-all number, and it shouldn't dictate you as a person. It just helps you serve a greater objective of increasing your strength. Thanks for watching. Go to my website fitnessfaqs.com to learn how to build muscle by bodyweight and master calisthenics with our training programs. Drop me a thumbs up on this video if you enjoyed it and you want to show some love, and I'll see you very soon on Fitness FAQs.
There you have it. Oh, it was such a great video with a lot of knowledge. Man, I really want to work out weighted today now. So, like he said, it was very informative when it comes to weighted calisthenics, how important it is with the movement. And I thought he was going to talk about building muscle through weighted, but he didn't. So it's very, very important when it comes to weighted movements to do it very, very strict due to injuries, right? But this is one way how to get stronger in calisthenics, as he said in this video, is doing weighted calisthenics. So it's not only going to get you stronger, that I know for a fact, but it'll build muscles. Maybe one day I'll find another video that I can react to about if I see a video out there that doing weighted workouts, weighted calisthenic routines, how it gains massive mass to your muscles, is one way to grow a nice good physique in calisthenics. But the most important key of weighted calisthenics is form. I agree, as always, same with body weight workouts. When you do just regular body weight calisthenics with no weights, the key is form. The key is mastering the movement of controlled pull-up, controlled dips, controlled push-ups. Now, that's the key of how to master your movements in calisthenics. I'm not talking about being a master in reps and set. It's mastering the movements, regardless if it's just 5 reps, 10 reps. Showing 10 clean pull-ups is a lot better than 30 sloppy pull-ups. Showing 20 or 30 clean push-ups is a lot better than 130 push-ups. Same thing as goes for dips, right? What matters is the form of it. Now, if you're just training by yourself, you're getting a great workout and you want to be a little sloppy, 85%, ain't nothing wrong with that. Now, but when you come to a competition in calisthenics, what matters is you're performing clean form. Regardless if the people that you're competing with is showing a dirty form, what matters is that you came, you showed your reps, and you came clean. Now, if you have a competitive attitude and you're gonna do what it takes and show a little bit filthy reps, you do what you do, right? But when it comes to calisthenics, to get stronger and to master the art is about form. To gain gains is about strict movements. The slower you go, the controlled, because calisthenics is about controlled movements. So that was the video today. It's such a great video. First time I ever seen it, but I do follow this guy, FitnessFAQs. Follow him for more information on calisthenics and fitness in general, but he speaks highly about calisthenics. He is a person that applies calisthenics to his resume, so he has a lot of great videos, a lot of great interviews. I'm subscribed to him. I've been subscribed to him, so yeah, go check out his video. And see you on the next video. Either I'm cooking, or I'm working out, or I'm talking about my fate, or I'm reacting to a video. Peace.